respected faculty members and fellow colleagues, our topic of today's activity is that we have to develop a sustainable policy for financial arrangement for water sector projects. So we are starting our activity with the name of Allah. Pakistan, you know, that is a developing country. So for our nourishment and so move forward, we require the construction of hydropower projects at a brisk pace, because this is vital for our economy. Because, dear friends, you know that we are lacking in some factors, but at the same time, we have to focus on these areas. The dams and hydropower has a lot of potential and a lot of benefits. They not only provide us cheap electricity, but also they conserve a lot of water, flood water. Which you saw in 2010 flood, that there was a wastage of water and it was a devastating flood. So there is a dire need that we should build large reservoirs. In this regard, I would like to mention that Pakistan is fast approaching water scarce country. It is a criteria that a country has less than 1,000 cubic meter per capita availability of water. So Pakistan in 2025 will be around 840 cubic meter per capita. So it is an alarming situation which is looming around the horizon. So we have to take care of it. So in this regard, our Prime Minister has initiated Decade of Dams program, in which 10 projects are planned to be completed within a span of 10 years, from 2021 to 2031, so for which we require a sustainable and regular supply of funds and financial arrangements. That is the key. Okay. So that we should implement these projects within bare minimum time.
Mr. Guadaman. As you know, friends, after 18 amendments, the small dams is the responsibility of the provincial governments, and major dams of the hydropower projects is the responsibility by Wapda to carry it out. The initiative of the Prime Minister of Pakistan directives to the Chairman Wapda, the decades of 10 dams like Basha dams, Dasu dam, Moment dams, T5 project, K4 project, like another projects, and a framework plan to achieve and complete within time all the projects should be completed, and no hurdles of financial. So desired by Chairman Wapda to complete all projects, and funding is no issue. So funding of these projects will be from PSDP projects, consortium banks supported, funded by all banks, and categorized are 5 ways fundings. And Chairman Wapda, member finance and coordination teams will approach the Ministry Finance to arrange the funds for different projects. Like Mr. Wasim Raza Malla Saab, full day engage with the donor agencies in the office to arrange the fund for Moment dams. Member finance, every week meeting with the Ministry Finance to arrange the different projects, Dasu Dam, Basha dams, and other projects. So Wapda will facing funding issues, so shortage of funds. So day by day, you know, friends, dollar is increased. All the projects not completed within time, and PC1 cost is doubled. Some projects So Wapda is good positive approach to arrange the funds for running projects, ongoing projects within time completed.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. As Mr. Gauraman Baba and Mr. Khairmon Sheikh was already told you about the decade of dams. 10 number dams will be in this spell from 2021 to 2031. Out of which 7 number projects has already been started. Bomber Dam project, it should be completed in 2025 inshallah. Dasu Hydropower project should also be completed in 2025. And Basha Dam will be completed in 2029. Nai Gaj Dam project will be completed in 2025. Kachi Canal project has already been started and 40 to 45% progress has already been achieved, in which 30% of financial progress has been achieved, and this should be completed in 2023. And the Kuramtangi Dam will be completed also in 2023, and the Bela 5th extension will be started soon and completed will be 2024. Similarly, 3 number projects should be started in near future, in which the K4 project, and basically this is the water supply project, and supply the water from Kinjar Jheel to the Karachi city, and this basically the chairman Wapda accepted this task as a challenging task, and before this project under the supervision of Water Sewerage Board Karachi. And the second is the Harku hydropower project Skardu and Sindh Biraj, and when we discussed with the financial aspects of these projects, Kachi Canal projects, the total cost of Kachi Canal project is 22.9 billion, and 11.03 billion, and I told you that 30% of the financial cost has already been completed. So 11.03 billion has already been paid to the contractors, and 15.595 is required. And for the K4 project is 126 billion, in which 11 billion has already been paid by the Sindh government, and Sindh Biraj, the total cost is 175 billion rupees.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. As before me, Atif Ali Shah brief projects Wapda has already started or to be started. And now I will brief these projects, PC1 cost, progress of these projects, and a required fund regarding hydel projects. First is Momandem hydropower project. The PC1 cost is 309 billion, and the progress of this project is 15.24%. Dasu hydropower project PC1 cost is 486 billion, and progress of this project is 9.5%. The Amir Basha Dam project PC1 cost is 479 billion. The progress is in this project is 8%. Naingai Dam project PC1 cost is 46.9 billion. The progress is 42%. Kachi Canal project PC1 cost is 22.9 billion. Progress is 45%. Kurumtangi Dam PC1 cost is 33 billion. Progress is 66%. The Bela 5th extension project PC1 cost is 82.36 billion. Progress is 5%. K4 PC1 cost is 126 billion. The approval of PC1 is under process, and this project is in detailed design phase. And another project is a Harku hydropower project. PC1 cost is 9 billion, and another project Sindh Barrage PC1 cost is 175 billion. This project is under feasibility stage, and now the required fund of regarding hydel projects. Momandem hydropower project, the required fund of this project is 262.65 billion. The Amir Basha Dam required fund is 442 billion. Tarbela 5th extension required fund is 75.242 billion. Kurumtangi Dam 11.22 billion required. Harku hydropower project 9 billion required fund. Naingaj Dam project is 27.202 billion required.
Assalamu alaikum. Actually, these projects are initiated due to
the shortage of electricity as well as the lacking in storage capacity. Here, the difference between demand and supply, there is a big gap. 9,000 megawatt generation, after completion of these projects, the generation capacity will increase from 9,000 to 18,000 megawatt, as well as the storage capacity of 13 million acre feet will enhance to 24 million acre feet. As well as third benefit is 35,000 jobs were created. Jobs are created to facilitate the poor peoples. And fourth benefit is 950 million gallon per day water, drinking water is available for the city of Karachi as well as for Peshawar. And these projects require the sustainable financial arrangement model. So for different projects, we have Wapda have some money, but there is a financial constraint in this country. We may not arrange the whole amount from PSTP because public sector development program, the funds are being a poor country, we may not kept all funds from PSTP. So we need donors as well as consortium of different banks. So I put some figures. Mohammed Dam, for Mohammed Dam, we have in April 2021, we have advertised in London the green Eurobond. Green Eurobond, the word green means it is the low carbon generation capacity, electricity will be generated. That is why his name is green Eurobond. And for Mohammed Dam, 2.5 billion green Eurobonds were sold 6 times more than our demand of green Eurobonds we have sold out. The main global coordinator is JP Morgan. And other Dasu for Hyderabad consortium of local banks, HBL and NBP, and other projects are Dayabir Basha Dam, for which $500 million Eurobonds were kept. But here is a problem of funding because a large funding is required for Dayabir Basha Dam. T5 World Bank will provide loan and GOP has given guarantee. And here is the problem in Kachi Canal, K4 and Naigaon Dam, where PSTP is involved. So we have to make arrangements to arrange funds from donor agencies. Thank you.
So the arrangement of funds is the main purpose to complete the projects in time. And for the decade of these dams, we need special funding for the PSDP projects because we don't have the much money in our country. All of them know that we have a poor country. So for the completion of PSDP projects, we must arrange the funds. So we go to the different conventional ways for arranging the funds. Like before the Wapda bond was launched in 2003, and this was a good scheme. From this Wapda bond, Wapda generates to 8 billion rupees, and the Neelam Jhelum Ghazi Brota hydropower project was completed with these bonds. So that type of bonds will also be added in the future. Similarly, the Sukuk bond was also in the scheme for the construction of the previous projects, and this bonds were launched in 2013, and this was also a very good project to launch this. And this is a Sharia Islamic Sharia bonds, and the persons who are elected to purchase Wapda bond, this is very good for them. Because this is Islamic Sharia, State Bank was approved for this Sukuk bond as a Islamic Sharia. And Sukuk certificate was issued by the Citibank and the MCB banks.
Thank you, Atif sir. As before me, Mr. Mukesh Saab highlight the green bond, Euro bond. One thing is that मैं इसमें एक और चीज़ इनपुट करना चाह रहा हूँ. मैं आप लोगों को ये बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि वापडा ने जो ये यूरो बॉन्ड जो लॉन्च किए थे लंदन में, ये वापडा इसमें गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पाकिस्तान का कोई भी रोल नहीं था. वापडा ने खुद लॉन्च किए थे और उसके बाद ना तो कोई इसमें वापडा की कोई प्रॉपर्टी मार्गेज की गई, ना तो किसी भी किस्म की कोई गारंटी थी. और मेरी माय सजेशन in this regard for funding arrangement is that कि पाकिस्तान में टूरिज्म बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ रहा है, तो टूरिज्म से जो रेवेन्यू जनरेट हो रहा है उसकी मिनिस्ट्री से भी हम रिक्वेस्ट करके फंड अरेंज कर सकते हैं रिगार्डिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ डैम्स, या फिर सीपे की अथॉरिटी से भी हम अप्रोच कर सकते हैं और सीपे की अथॉरिटी से भी हम फंड ले सकते हैं बादशाह डैम की कंस्ट्रक्शन के लिए, जो कि बादशाह डैम के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा अमाउंट चाहिए और पीएसडीबी से वो अमाउंट पूरा नहीं हो सकता.
सर सिर्फ मरी तो नहीं और बहुत टूरिज्म अब तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा निकल रहा है.
So Wapda requires funds for a large chunk of funds for Basha Dam project around $14 billion, and for Dasu Dam project $18 billion are required, and similarly for our Moman Dam project we require $3 billion. Another point which we have included in Decade of Dam program, we require $1 billion. So it comes out to almost $26 billion which we require. So government of Pakistan is sharing only 20% of it. So it comes out around $5.2 billion. As Alamgir Saab has told and Mukesh Kumar sir, that Green Euro Bond is contributing, and its share is $2.4 billion. It is estimated for the next 5 years. So we have to make some out of the box solutions as well, and we have to go for some innovative ideas. Otherwise, this routine source of fundings will not serve our purpose. So we will be discussing and putting light over it also.
Dear friends, two things to share with you. Sukuk bond was issued in 2013. So my suggestion and recommendation, the advice for Wapda, to again Islamic Sukuk bond may launched and money saved for the remaining for remaining of hydropower projects due to shortage of funds. Another thing, meeting with governor state banks and head of the banks for consortium to require funds for the hydropower projects. कुछ डिपार्टमेंट्स प्रोजेक्ट ऐसे हैं जहाँ पे पीएसडीपी की फंडिंग होती है वो कम है, वहाँ पे अगर कंसोर्शियम बनाए जाएं तो वहाँ से कुछ फंडिंग जो है ना वहाँ पे हम उनको रिलीज हों ताकि वो प्रोजेक्ट्स टाइम पे कंप्लीट किया जाए. तो ये मेरी एक रिकमेंडेशन है, एडवाइस है, फर्दर इसको कंसीडर किया जाए.
If we approach Government of Pakistan for FRL, foreign relent loans, then Government of Pakistan may negotiate the loans with donors on guarantee of Government of Pakistan. In past we have also got loans against the projects ADB, IDA. So we may also think on this provision that it may be appropriate. Also, the NEPRA is getting a huge amount against their tariff from consumers. NEPRA only giving Wapda 2.82 rupees per unit. However, they are also charging the consumer the O&M cost, depreciation cost of the machines, and plus extra hydel levies they are charging from consumer. So if we approach at a higher forum and approach Ministry of Energy that increase the share from NEPRA, if we increase the share from NEPRA per unit cost is maybe not from 2.82 unit per rupees per unit to 3.82 rupees per unit. It may be appropriate. Thank you.
It was a good suggestion, Mr. Mukesh sir. And other friends have given the suggestions of our conventional ways of source of funding, which are highly beneficial. But the gap which financial I have already mentioned is around $18 billion. So it would not be appropriate to be that we will go only for routine funding matters. So some innovative ideas I would like to share over here, that there is a diaspora bond. Diaspora bond is that our expatriates give funds to any nation, and they give us at a low rate of return. And it is applicable already in India since 2020, and initially it was adopted by Israel since 1951, because the expatriates have they want to serve their country, and they have their element of you can say patriotism. We can exploit that, so we can arrange a lot of money from this factor. And also there is another Ponda Dam, which is a Chinese brand. It's also a very successful model on which government is also thinking on these lines. I've read recently that our government is going to launch this Ponda bond. So these two bonds, diaspora bond and Ponda Dam, these bonds, two type of bonds, these will serve the purpose, I think. So this is my suggestion.
Yes, Mr. Gortha, diaspora bond and Panda bond is very good for this arrangement of finance for the decade of dams. So one small suggestion I have more, because in the financial arrangement of Neelam Jhelum hydropower project, one aspect was surcharge, which was included in the electricity bill, and the estimated cost of this from this surcharge was 5 billion rupees per annum. But the project got 4.5 to 4.57 billion rupees per annum from the consumers. So this type of surcharge will also be added in the electricity bill for next coming small projects or in the project. Thank you very much.
So let's conclude our session and our debate. All the participants have given valuable inputs for arrangements of sustainable funds, and few innovative ideas have also been put forth by them, like diaspora bond and Ponda Dam, which are not been utilized in Pakistan till date, but we can go for these, and at the higher levels there is discussion going on. And because Pakistan is now facing acute shortage of funds, so the Wapda's rating, this was told by us in Islamabad Academy by in a lecture, is a B category. It's quite stable now. So Wapda's rating can be utilized by the government of Pakistan, and under the dynamic leadership of our Chairman Lieutenant General Muzammil Hussain and Prime Minister Imran Khan. So it is hoped that our strategy for arrangement of funds will be sustainable. Thank you.
Nobody has touched the about fund. Federal Govt funds. No, I mean I know that is nothing, but it is there to point out.
आ जाए